الرحيم ولا تستوي الحسنة ولا السيئة ادفع بالتي هي أحسن فإذا الذي بينك وبينه عداوة كأنه ولي حميم وما يلقاها إلا الذين صبروا وما يلقاها إلا ذو حظ عظيم صدق الله العظيم. In the name of Allah, the most merciful, the most gracious. Nor can goodness and evil be equal. Repel evil with what is better. Then will be between whom and thee was hated become as it were the friend and intimate. And no one will be granted such goodness except those who exercise patience and self-restraint. None but persons of the greatest good fortune. அளவற்ற அருளாளன் நிகரற்ற அன்புடையோன் எல்லாம் வல்ல அல்லாஹுவின் திருநாமத்தால் தொடக்கம். நன்மையும் தீமையும் சமமாக மாட்டாது. நீங்கள் தீமையை நன்மையை கொண்டே தடுத்துக் கொள்வீராக. அப்பொழுது யாருக்கும் உமக்கும் இடையே பகைமை இருந்ததோ அவர் உற்ற நண்பரே போல் ஆகிவிடுவார். பொறுமையாக இருந்தார்களே அவர்களை தவிர வேறு யாரும் இப்படிப்பட்ட பாக்கியத்தை அடைய மாட்டார்கள். மேலும் மகத்தான நற்பாக்கியம் உடையவர்களை தவிர வேறு யாரும் இதை அடைய மாட்டார்கள். சூரத்து ஹாமீம் சஜிதா அல் குர்ஆன். அஸ்ஸலாமு அலைக்கும் ரஹ்மத்துல்லாஹ்.
Thank you, sir. Next, I would like to welcome our Dean of Sports, Dr. Barbin Sultana ma'am, to deliver the welcome address.
Thank you, sir. In the name of Allah, the most beneficent and most merciful. Assalamu alaikum. Good morning to all. Respected Principal of our college, Dr. M. Muhammad Sadiq, Vice Principal, Dr. S. M. Syed Muhammad Haja, today's resource person, Dr. S. Bindu Madhavan, Assistant Professor, Department of Physical Education and Sports, Central University of Punjab, respected Controller of Examination, Deputy Controller of Examination, Dean of Arts, Dean of Science, Dean of Research, Dean of Student Affairs, Dean of Digital Learnings, Bursar of our college, IQSC Coordinator, ISO Coordinator, NIRF Coordinator, HOD and faculty members of our college, librarians, sir, non-teaching members, technically supporting staff, research scholars, faculty members from other esteemed institutions, external participants, and my dear students of our college. Indeed, I am very much delighted and feel honored to welcome you all for this national webinar on physical activities to improve the immunity of our body, organized by the Department of Physical Education of our college. Physical activity is considered one of the main components of healthy living. It also benefits of our immune system in many ways. In this juncture, our resource person, Dr. Bindu Madhavan, to deliver a lecture on physical activities to improve the immunity of our body. I request all the participants to listen to the lecture and enrich your knowledge in this field. On behalf of the Department of Physical Education of Sadakathullah Appa College, once again, I welcome you all for this webinar. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. Next, leadership, direction, coordination, development, and maintenance. These are all the single words in our thought. But these are all the one word in our college, the great and beloved principal sir. Now I would like to welcome our principal sir to deliver the presidential address. Sir, please sir.
Thank you. Am I audible?
Yes sir.
Yeah.
Okay. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. If you could count up the favors of God, never would you be able to number them. For God is all forgiving and most merciful, says the Holy Quran. Respected chief guest of this fine occasion, Dr. S. Bintu Madhavan, Assistant Professor, Department of Physical Education and Sports, Central University of Punjab. He is going to give a talk on physical activities to improve the immunity of our body. Welcome you, sir. Respected Vice Principal of our college, Dr. Syed Muhammad Khaja. Respected Controller of Examinations of our college, Dr. Abdul Qadir. Respected Deputy Controller of Examinations of our college, Dr. Kannam Thaya Madam. Respected Dean of Arts, Dr. Hanif. Respected Dean of Sciences, Dr. Roshan. Respected Dean of Digital Learning, Dr. Sajid Nisha. Respected Dean of Sports, Dr. Parveen Sultana Madam. Respected Dean of Student Affairs, Dr. Rasida Begum Madam. Respected Dean of Research, Dr. Sheikh Muhyiddin Badshah. Respected IQAC Coordinator of our college, Dr. Syed Mohammed. Respected Barzar of our college, Dr. Abdul Salih Sheikh. Respected heads of the department of various faculty, and my dear student friends and guests from friendly institutions all over the country. Really, I feel very happy that the Department of Sports of our college has initiated the process of conducting one day webinar on physical activities to improve the immunity of our body by inviting a great scholar like Dr. Bintu Madhavan. I want to tell that our college is excelling in sports with a dedicated and intensive work of the Department of Physical Education. I congratulate Dr. Syed Ali, the HOD of the Physical Education Department, the Dean of Sports, Dr. Parveen Sultana Madam, and the sports officers, Dr. Murugan, and the women sports officer for making and training our students to excel in sports. I'm very proud to say that ours is the only college in the one-on-one university area for bagging both gold medal for athletic boys and athletic girls by a single institution. So that was a very big achievement for the last 4 years, and we are all the we are winner for so many games like chess and table and tennis, all of that. So I congratulate the Department of Sports for their relentless work and the tireless job they are doing for all over the years together, making our institution a notable in the affairs of sports. I congratulate once again. I pray Allah the Almighty that the whole process is a great success. Thank you very much.
Thank you sir. Next, a person who have all the personality like love, care, motivation, etc. in all the time in our college. None other than our college vice principal Dr. SMA Muhammad Khaja sir. Now I would like to welcome our vice principal Dr. SMA Muhammad Khaja sir to deliver the felicitation. Sir, please.
Yes. Assalamu alaikum and good morning to one and all. The Almighty shows the peace and mercy to all of us who gather here. I begin in the name of Almighty, the most gracious and the most benevolent. Respected Principal of our college, Dr. Muhammad Sadiq, Respected resource person, Dr. S. Bindu Madhavan, Assistant Professor, Department of Physical Education and Sports, Central University of Punjab, and respected Dean of Sports, Dr. M. Sultana Parveen, respected Director of Physical Education, Dr. Said Ali, respected Assistant Directors of Physical Education, Mr. Murugan and Ms. R. Ramani Ratnabai, respected Controller of Examinations and formerly Dean of Sports, Dr. S. M. Abdul Qadir, respected Deputy Controller of Examination, IQC Coordinators, ISO Coordinator, Barsha, Dean of Arts, Dean of Sciences, Dean of Research and Development, Dean of Students Affairs, Dean of Digital Learning, and participants from various parts of our nation, faculty members, non-teaching staff, and students from our institutions and our friendly institution. I am very much delighted that the Department of Physical Education and Sports is hosting a national webinar on physical activities to improve the immunity of our body. I congratulate the department for having selected this topic for discussion, which is very much useful in the pandemic period. Each and every human being should take care about their health in this crisis time period. And the webinar is current and relevant and highly useful to the society to care about their health of everybody. Physical fitness involves the performance of the heart and lungs and the muscles of the body. Since what we do with our bodies also affects what we can do with our minds, fitness influences to some degree qualities such as mental alertness and emotional stability. Physical fitness refers to the ability of our body systems to work together efficiently to allow us to be healthy and perform activities of daily living. Being efficient means doing daily activities with the least effort possible. We can do some exercise for making our health in a physical fitness, walking, dancing, swimming, water aerobics, jogging and running, aerobic exercise classes, bicycle riding, and some gardening activities such as racking and bushing and lawn mower. A complete fitness and exercise program should incorporate three basic components, that is endurance, flexibility, and also strength. And FITT formula, that's a formula is there. The FITT formula means it's a formula in which each letter represents a factor for determining how to obtain fitness from physical activities. F refers frequency, I refer intensity, T refers time, and another T refers type. I take this opportunity to thank and appreciate our respected principal, head, and faculty members of the Department of Physical Education and Sports and the distinguished resource person for having provided this platform to follow the ways to improve and make fitness of our body. Our college physical education, our college students also backs the gold medalists in the university sports race. I thank and congratulate the Department of Physical Education to get the students to success in the all sports in the MS University and other international level also. I felicitate our beloved participants, students, and wish every one of you to good luck and success. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Your brief explanation about the physical activity to the immune system. Thank you for your explanation. Thanks, sir. Next, I would like to welcome our college Assistant Directors of Physical Education, Mrs. R. Ramani Ratnabai, to deliver the guest address.
Very good morning to one and all. I am very much happy to introduce resource person, Sir qualifications, postdoctorate in physical education at Pondicherry Central University, PhD in physical education at Pondicherry Central University, MPhil in physical education at Pondicherry Central University, MPed completed also same university and got gold medal, BPed at Appa University, Karaikudi, PG Diploma in Yoga at same university, PG Diploma in Health, Fitness and Lifestyle Management at Pondicherry University, BSc in Physical Education at MS University. Sir qualified for many technical examination in sports, qualified for UGC, SET and NET the year 2012. Bharata Ratna Dr. Ambedkar Gold Medal Award received by President of India in Pondicherry University in the year 2013. Former President of India K.R. Narayanan Gold Medal received for outstanding performance in PG course in May 2020 at Pondicherry University. Published a book on impact of court training and polymetric training to soccer players. Published 19 international journal. Presented the paper national level 7 and international level 5. Attended many conferences, national and international level. Really, I am very proud about you, sir. And we are very happy to have resource person in this webinar. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for your brief explanation about today's national webinar guest. Thank you, ma'am. Next, I would like to welcome our today's guest, Dr. S. Bindu Madhavan, to have this session. Sir, please, the session hand out to the chief guest today.
Thank you, sir. First of all, very good morning, all of you. Hope all doing good. I'm very happy to be a part of this national webinar. Especially, it's my own hometown. So the national webinar, physical activity to improve immunity of our body, organizing by Department of Physical Education and Sports, Sadakathullah, Appa College, Tirunelveli. Before starting the presentation, just I would like to share something about the physical activity. So in this session, I would like to discuss about physical activity and its impact. Generally, everyone knows that if we are doing physical activity, there will be an impact. Either it may be positive or negative, right? But in this session, I would like to give some information. It is not about knowledge. Just whatever the information I got in my life, that I am going to share with you. Why we have to encourage physical activity? Suppose if you are not doing any physical activity, what will be the position? What is the mandatory to involve physical activity in the daily basis or routine basis? Especially immunity or lymphatic system. There is 3 varieties of vitamins we need: B6, vitamin C, and E. If you are consuming from the food, various food items like orange, amla, strawberry, grapes, and so on. So by taking this kind of nutrition, we can enhance our immunity booster. Apart from that, longer period, if you want to keep your lymphatic system in an effective manner in longer period, what we have to do? There is no any other way except physical activity. So I hope in this session we are going to discuss many things, not like regular basis. So what are the things we are managing? What are the things we are struggling in our daily routine? Practically, what are the things we are across in our life that we are going to discuss. So in this session, just we are going to discuss about environment, physical activity, immunity, obesity. So in this presentation, I would like to give more information about obesity. Why? Because it's the right time. The Department of Physical Education, Sadakathullah Appa College, they have chosen this title to serve the society, if I'm right. In this COVID-19 pandemic, last 1.5 years, we are struggling too much in various activities, especially without doing physical activity. You may surprise that almost more than 25% to 50% of obesity has been increased in India, especially. Why? Because the last 1.5 years entirely lockdown. We can't be able to go here and there. Even we can't be able to do any kind of physical activity in outdoor. So in this point of view, what are the physical activity is possible to do in our home itself? So that kind of exercise I have been chosen for this presentation that may be helpful for those who are stuck in their home. By performing these kind of activities, they can make them fit enough. They can boost their immunity by doing physical activity. And types of diagnosis of obesity, then factors of influencing obesity, impact of obesity, remedy of obesity, physical exercise and its types. Then healthy life, how we can live in a healthy manner with enough immune. So these are the things we are going to cover in this presentation. So first, environment of today's generation. So what kind of environment we are having nowadays? So entire world, most of the people were living with pathetic environment, which is, as you know well, in urban area, pollutions, various pollutions like air, noise, land, as well as water pollution. Unfortunately, those who are living in urban area, we don't have any other alternative. And food items, suppose if you are considering food items, which we are intake, which we are consuming in daily basis, most of the food items, like either it may be rice or wheat or vegetables or fruits, anything, most of the food items which is hybrid, which is directly or indirectly harmful to our health. Everyone knows that. Even there is no any other alternative. From that which we are having, from that we have to filter, which will be helpful. In that way we are living in current scenario. So at least we have to take a step how we can make a better environment in our home. What kind of environment we can adopt for keep ourselves fit and our family, we have to make them in a healthy life. So aim for this presentation is initiate fight against obesity with physical activity to minimize as well as to boosting the immunity of human. Next slide, please, ma'am. Now, what is physical activity? It is defined as any bodily movement produced by skeletal muscle that requires energy expenditure. So what are the movements, physical movements, which we are doing that is considered as physical activity? Those days, in historical days, the human, they were lived in a healthy manner with the basic qualities, physical qualities. Nowadays, which we are using in our Olympic games and sports, like running, jumping, and throwing. These are the three major physical activities in those days. If they want to hunt any animals for their food, by the time they have to run, they have to throw, they have to jump. So in that basis, only we have modified different kind of physical activity in modern Olympics. In current scenario, which we are using various varieties of sports and games, which derive from the historical point of view. Here, there is two quotes I have given here. For those who do not make time for exercise, they will have to make time for illness. If you are not spending time for doing exercise, unfortunately, you are making a platform to generate a number of illness. And the next one is, take care of your body. It is the only place where you can, or where you have to live. So if you are keeping your body fit enough, then you may live in a longer period without illness. Then immunity. What is immunity? It is the ability of body to defend or prevent itself from foreign bodies, which is outside of our body. Which are the infection we are receiving from outside. So this means rejecting infection and harmful cells. So immunity, there is two types. One is innate immunity. It protects the host against infection, but it is not having memory. It is not a longer period of immunity. And the second one is adaptive immunity, which does have a kind of memory. It does give long-term protection against specific pathogens, which means infective agents. So in this presentation, the second type, adaptive immunity, how we can manage in a longer period by involving various physical activity, we can manage our health in a proper manner. By that way, we are making our immunity system in a better condition to protect or to prevent from the various infections. Next, just we move on to the obesity. Why I would like to discuss about obesity here is because of obesity, we are getting a number of diseases. Either it may be communicable or non-communicable. If you are not having enough immunity stability or quality, so various infection will attack in our body. By the time we may get a variety of illness. So how we can keep ourselves fit? There is a number of trainings, physical exercises, or you can say physical training, like What are aerobic? Aerobic exercises, plyometric training, core training, cycling, swimming, interval training, footwork training, circuit training, high altitude, TRX, power yoga training, Zumba. N number of trainings are available. But especially in this pandemic, what are the things are possible? So obesity describes a state, excessive fat accumulation. Obesity means excessive fat accumulation in human body. So whatever the things we are getting excessively, that may be harmful. There is no doubt in that. So in our body, if you are consuming more than enough fat, if it is accumulating in our body, definitely there will be harmful. It may lead to a number of health issues. So obesity, here there is two types of obesity. One is apple shape and second one is pear shape. So apple shape obesity is a person who is having more weight in upper body, which means excessive fat accumulation in upper body. You can say above the hip, trunk area. That is the apple shape obesity. It is also called abdominal and central obesity. Apple shape person may affect with following health issues like diabetes, high blood pressure, coronary diseases, high cholesterol and respiratory problems. So especially apple shape obesity, men categories are affecting high when compared to women. And the second one is pear shape obesity. One who is having more weight in lower body, below the hip, that will be considered as pear shape obesity. This may also called cerebral and gynecoid obesity, which is affected more in female population. And it may lead to orthopedic problems in and around the world. Just for your information, here I have given some details. 73% of urban Indians are overweight. Previous slide. Ma'am, please, previous slide. Yes, thank you. So almost 3 out of 4 Indians are overweight. This World Health Organization data, which is taken in 2014. And in urban area, especially in India, out of 2, 1 person having overweight or obese. So maximum risk of age is 28 to 38. Why? Because most of the people, they are running behind the money, job or something like that in this certain age level, 28 to 30. Once if they got a job, by the time simply they're doing their job without doing any kind of physical activity, and they're consuming more food, which is storing as a fat in their body, which leads to become overweight or obese personalities. Next slide, please, ma'am. And here you can see in this slide, almost 37% of world adult population that is overweight or obese. 14% of overweight or obese children and adolescents worldwide. 62% of world obese living in developing countries like African countries, India, which is developing countries. So compare the developed, nowadays, obesity is triggered more in developing countries. Approximately 3.4 million deaths caused by overweight and obesity. Since 1980, 27.5% in adults has been increased and 47.1% in children's childhood obesity, which is increased in entire world. Especially in India, childhood obesity is triggered more when compared to other countries. In the year 1975, 0.4 million obese men, which is 1.3% in global population, and women 3.7% in global population. But in 2014, it is 9.8 million with 5th position, worldwide ranking 5th position around the world. 20 million obese women, 5.3% in global population, in 3rd ranking. In global level, women population in obese category, we are in the 3rd ranking, India. Just imagine the situation. Especially in this pandemic lockdown, it has been increased more. As per the 2016 survey, World Health Organization, out of 100%, 3.90% population were living in India. 3.90%. When compare the developed countries, we are having dual battle, which means we are having two variety of crises. We can say crisis, especially in our countries, which is developing countries. One is undernutrition, and number of people were dying because of undernutrition without food. At the same time, the excessive food consumption, obesity. So in both ways, our country is struggling. But no countries have a positive impact to prevent or to minimize obesity. Still, it is under process. Now, next slide, please. Thank you. So here, how we can diagnose the obesity? By shape of the body, by weighing machine, which means how much weight you are having, and according to height. If you are minimizing 100 in a centimeter, suppose if you are having 170 centimeter, if you are reducing 100, approximately an average, it is not a fixed norms, it is an average. You can have 70 plus or minus 5 kgs. And those who are struggling to daily routine work, they can't able to do their work without fatigue. That may also we can consider as a diagnosis. The next one is BMI index, based on the BMI index. The formula is weight in kgs divided by height in meters squared. So by that way, you can calculate your BMI. If your BMI is less than 18, then you can consider that you are underweight category. If it is 18.5 to 24.9, it is normal weight category, and 25 to 29.9 is overweight category. 30 plus, it is obesity. But here, obesity also categorized in 3 stages. So obesity grade 1, which is 30 to 34.9. Obesity grade 2, 35.5 to 39.9. and more than 40 is morbidity, which means excessive obese. So up to grade 1 and 2, we can manage with physical activity. As per the researcher, a number of research, they have given a suggestion, those who are crossing 40 and above in BMI, they have to go for surgery. After that, they have to go for physical activity to maintain their weight. And based on hip waist measurement, we can analyze weight. Then body composition analyzer. There is an electronic device which is body composition analyzer. From these, we can get a number of results, especially obesity and what kind of cholesterol you are having in your health, in your body, where it has been accumulated more, how much weight you have to reduce, all those things which will be result. So now, what are the factors which will be influencing obesity? Thyroid. Those who are having thyroid, they may have more possibility of having obesity or overweight. Lack of nutrition education, which means which of the nutrition we are consuming, if you're not having proper ideology, what kind of food I have to consume according to my work nature, then by the time, if you're not having enough information regarding that, we may fail to manage our nutrition consumption. Then lack of playing area. This is also leads to increased obesity or overweight. Then high population in small area, like metropolitan cities. There is a huge population in small area. By the time, definitely there will be a lack of playing area. And they can't be able to manage physical activity here and there. Then maintaining foreign food culture. Here you can see that what kind of food we are consuming nowadays, especially which are the foods like pizza, burger, fast food items. What are the foods in foreign culture they are consuming? The same we are trying to. Most of the people, they are trying to modify their food culture. So because of that also, they may get up obesity or overweight. Eating inorganic foods, which we are consuming in nowadays, hybrid food items. That is also triggering obesity and overweight. Then non-awareness of healthy foods and calories. What kind of food we are consuming and how much energy it generates, how much calorie it generates. We must have an idea about that. It is very easy task once if you are getting the information which you can get it from Google itself. In what kind of food items, approximately 100 grams, how much calorie it generates. There is a number of charts, food items and calorie generation. Either it is in South India or North India. Based on that, we can categorize even. And frequent tea intake. So what are the things I'm telling here? Frequently, if you are using, that will be harmful. Suppose if you're telling that I'm taking only morning and evening tea, how would it be? It leads to get obese or overweight. Nothing like that. When we are consuming frequently, suppose in daily basis, if you are taking more than 5, more than 6 tea or coffee or cool drinks or soft drinks, something like that may lead to trigger your obese or overweight. Why? Because once if you're consuming frequent tea and something else, it may postpone your meal time. So that may lead. socioeconomic status. According to the socioeconomic status, our lifestyle has been changing day by day according to our income. So that also will impact. And the most important thing is nowadays the childhood, especially for kids, we are giving more priority for playing video games and watching TV, using mobiles, laptop, personal computers, all those things. So what they are doing is they're spending much time in that instead of playing outside. So the energy consumption, energy expenditure is very less. That leads to store more cholesterol in their body. That is why childhood obesity is increasing more, especially in India. Then frequent intake of fast food items. Eating high carbohydrate food items like sweet potatoes, something like that. High carbohydrate foods, which you can consume with a limited quantity. If you're consuming excessive, that may lead to store as a fat in your body. That's it. Then frequent intake of oil foods. The oil food items, which is directly stored as a fat in our body. And the metabolism also will take more time when compared to normal meals, normal foods. Then eating red meat, like pig or mutton or pig, something like that. This will be more harder than the other food items, which is taking more time for metabolism. And those who are using steroids, those who undergone for any kind of operation in their health issues, so that will be leads to trigger their obesity or overweight. Then hypothyroidism, insufficient physical activity. Those who are maintaining sedentary life, especially IT peoples, they are high in this. We have to do our daily physical activity which we are consuming. It must be equal. Energy intake and energy expenditure, it must be equal, or it must be less than that if you want to reduce your weight. Then excessive rest. Normally, sports people, they used to take 8 to 10 hours rest, and normal population, they can go for 5 to 6 hours rest. It's more than sufficient for healthy life. But the rest must be in good condition. If the rest is less or excessive, both will impact in our health. Then improper food habits before and after pregnancy. Especially for women, this problem will arise. So for taking care of kids before pregnancy, before delivery, they used to consume more for taking care of kids, fetus. And after delivery, what they used to do is for feeding them milk, they used to consume. Some of them, they fail to manage their weight. There is a lack that may lead to obese or overweight. Then overcare to the children, frequent ice cream intake, heredity and environment, improper food habits, unwanted snacks, failure to self-monitoring. So we have to monitor ourselves. What is my weight? What kind of daily routine I'm doing? So before going to bed, what are the things I have done from the morning to till time? So likewise, you have to imagine, you have to recollect the things by tomorrow, what we have to do, what kind of things we have to do for keeping ourselves fit. That must be there. So these are the things, these are the factors influencing obesity or overweight. So just I want to go a little faster because the time is very less if I'm right. Ma'am, Yeah, thank you. So obesity related health issues. So what kind of issues we may have if you fail to perform regular physical activity? So as per the World Health Organization, previously they have given 60 minutes to 1.5 hour physical activity, moderate physical activity we have to perform in a week, as per the suggestion of World Health Organization. Nowadays, they have been increased approximately 170 to 175 minutes. We have to perform physical activity in moderate intensity, because the obesity population has been triggered, so that they have taken this kind of decision. The health issue because of obesity: abnormal body shape, postural deformities, respiratory problems, and lack of oxygen supply. When we are in excessive fat, the oxygen supply will be struggling. Then arthritis, immobility. They can't able to do their daily routine or any kind of physical movements with a faster movement, with a flexible manner. Then yearly puberty, especially for women, yearly puberty. Nowadays, you can see because of food and hybrid items which we are consuming, as well as fast food items. Nowadays, 10 to 13-year babies, they are getting puberty. That is because of our lifestyle, which we are consuming food. Then loss of activeness. Those who are having obesity, they can't be able to perform in an active manner. Reducing blood supply, lack of general physical fitness, diabetes, high blood pressure, increasing resting heart rate, reducing cardiac output, lack of immunity power, cancer, blasting blood vessels, inactiveness, psychological problems. Those who are obese, they may have more possibility of having memory problems. Those who are involved in physical activity are athletes, they can concentrate more than the normal human being. Why? Because when they are participating in any kind of sports and games, the mind diversion will not be there. So by that way, it is more helpful to keep ourselves fit, to avoiding physiological, psychological problems. Then for women, delaying pregnancy and frequent abortion, asthma, especially for women, nowadays it's very common, delaying pregnancy as well as frequent abortion. Why? Because when we are having excessive fat accumulation in upper body, the heat will be more. So by the time, the pregnancy possibility is very less. Why? Because the cholesterol will generate more heat. The fetus can't stay in that particular temperature, so that this kind of problem may arise. Even in this, you can add irregular periods. Ma'am, next slide, please. Thank you. Next, remedy process of preventing overweight or obesity, boosting immunity. So what kind of remedy process we can take? What are the things we have to do to avoid these kind of things? Proper diet maintaining, what kind of food we have to consume. So you must know that what kind of food is available and how much quantity I have to take. And second one is knowledge of health nutrition foods. Involve physical activity and awareness. What kind of physical activity we have to do? Suppose if you are doing, what kind of advantage we are having? if you are not doing that, if you are maintaining sedentary life, what kind of impact may arise in our life? Then you can drink a hot water or soup after a meal. It may help to increase the metabolism rate. And knowledge of energy spending exercises. What kind of exercise you are doing, like jogging, running, jumping or skipping, swimming, any kind of exercise. Approximately, if you're doing 10 minutes, how much energy you can spend. Even that also, there is a calculator in online. You can easily find it out. Which is the highest energy expenditure activity. So according to your capability, according to your quality of health, you have to choose the exercises and you can perform it, which will be helpful to keep yourself fit. And check weight at least once in a week. It's a monitoring. You yourself, you have to monitor your health status at least in a week. Weekly once you can check it. Then time management for eating food. So at what time? Try to fix a time. In morning, as per the research, as per the suggestion of the experts, they are giving a time 7:30 to 8:30 is morning breakfast is right time. And afternoon 12:30 to 2. And for night 7 to 9. But in the night and dinner, before going to bed, at least 2 hours before you have to complete your dinner. That will be helpful. And the next one is organic food. Whatever the food we are taking, try to avoid inorganic. Unfortunately, they're having only that one only. Try to find it out if it is possible. Wherever it is possible, try to utilize that, which will be helpful to keep yourself healthy. And avoid fast food items, oil food items, inorganic foods. Then food and energy producing chart in kitchen. Simple thing, if you're taking a chart, what is the food content? What is the name of the food? Approximately 100 grams, how much energy it will produce? If you're keeping that chart in your kitchen, and whenever you're going for kitchen to cook something for your family or for yourself, by the time you can choose that. So this is what we are going to, I'm going to do in this day. Approximately how much energy I have to spend in a day. Then what kind of food I have to consume. The thing is, consuming food energy as well as expenditure. It must be equal if you want to balance your weight. If you want to minimize, reduce your weight, then you have to consume less than your expenditure. But thing is that you have to keep it in mind, approximately 800 to 1000 gram of calorie, it is mandatory for a daily basis. If you are minimizing less than that, it may be harmful. So according to your weight and your work nature, you can fix it 800 to 1000 calories. It is normal. And avoiding food sponsor, which means sometimes your friends are any marriage or birthday functions, a number of functions nowadays we are having. So if they are sponsoring food like non-veg or any heavy food items, at least you can avoid, or otherwise you can minimize the consuming quantity of food. Instead of taking full, you can take half of that. Here, sometimes our clients, they used to ask, suppose chicken is my favorite food. So whenever I'm going for anywhere else, I used to more craze to eat chicken. So what we used to suggest as an obesity consultant, we used to give a suggestion you can take, but the thing is, you have to spend the energy in the next day itself. How much energy you are consuming, that energy you have to spend, or otherwise you have to minimize the quantity. We are not suggesting that You should not take any food, oil food or veg or non-veg, anything else. Whatever the thing you like, you can take, but the quantity must be limited. You have to minimize the quantity while consuming, as well as you have to expend the energy as soon as possible. Then only it will be helpful to reduce your weight, or it will be helpful to keep maintaining the weight. Then regular medical checkup. Then parents' involvement to children for preventing or reducing obesity, especially childhood. Active life leading. So as a parents, we can encourage our kids to play with them, just play with them inside the home or garden or ground, wherever, whatever the possibility you are having nearby your home, what kind of environment you are having. Try to adopt your kids with active participation, any kind of physical activity like walking or jogging or some kind of playing items. With that, you can make your children's active and minimize sedentary life. Don't maintain sedentary life without doing physical activity. Even our lifespan will be reduced, as well as we may have more possibility of getting a number of illness. Next slide, please. Yeah. So this is a major part. Obesity and exercise. It is not only for obesity. Just I have given a term like exercise or to platform all kind of body movements in a proper manner without fatigue in certain repetition. Necessary of physical exercise is to enhance basic qualities such as standing, walking, running, jumping, throwing. So what kind of movement, each and every physical movements, we must have a quality, then only we can perform that in a proper manner. So what kind of exercise we can do for making for keeping ourselves fit enough and to boost the immunity system. Once if you are healthy, once if you're fit enough, automatically your immunity system will be working normal. So there is a interconnection between physical activity and immunity system. If you are fit enough, automatically you may have enough quality of immunity. So what kind of exercise we can do? Like individual exercise. Individually you can perform a number of exercises by jogging, running, jumping, skipping, swimming, cycling, and partner exercises, group exercises, involving any kind of sports and games. Maintaining yoga, nowadays it has been modified with power yoga. The same yoga pattern we used to do somewhat faster. That's it. Then walking, jogging, standing exercise. So here I would like to explain this. Especially in this lockdown, what kind of exercise we can do inside the home or terrace. Standing. As a consultant, we used to divide the exercise according to the position. Standing series exercise, sitting series, twisting, bending, sitting, lying, jumping, core exercise. These kind of varieties we have divided. Why? Because every individual will not have the same kind of quality to perform any kind of physical activity. So by that time, what happens? The clients, they used to ask, sir, this is somewhat difficult. When I'm trying for the exercise, I can't be able to perform in a proper manner. No, you don't need to choose like that. So according to your capability, according to your quality, what kind of exercise you want, you can choose yourself as per your demand, as per your need, or as per your aim. Either it may be reducing your weight, sometimes it may be maintaining your weight, sometimes it may be a different aims or target or performance basis to participate in any kind of sports and games, what kind of exercise. So according to your need and nature of things, we are splitted certain exercises. So according to your quality, you choose it. Ma'am, next slide, please. Thank you. So especially as a human being, what are the exercises we are doing if you want to keep yourself fit, healthy? Try to concentrate core region of your body, which means we used to call core part. Core means it's an important one. Why they have considered it's a core part of human body? Which is, see here, most of the people, we are not realizing that, except brain, all the systems, all the organs which is situated in upper body, below the neck, above the hip. Just imagine all the organs which is situated in upper body. So for that, we used to suggest most of the exercise, those who want to be healthy, just they want to, it's not for performance basis, just for make them fit enough for better life, healthy life. We used to suggest which are the exercises directly or indirectly helpful to develop upper body. The muscles which is involving here, pectoralis major, serratus, latissimus dorsi, trapezius, rectus abdominis, internal oblique, external oblique, teres minor, major diaphragm, all those, this kind of muscles which is situated in trunk area, core area. If you're performing, if you're maintaining the exercise, physical activity to enhance these kind of muscle groups, it will be helpful to keep your inner organs in a quality manner. Especially those who are having apple-shaped obesity, they are having more possibility of coronary diseases when compared to pear shape. So coronary diseases, heart attack, heart failure, blood vessels blast, all those things occur most of the population as per the NCD non-communicable disease survey. For men population, men category, they are suffering more when compared to women category. Next slide now, please. Here, home remedies to fight obesity. Why I am telling again and again obesity, which is obesity is a platform where all kind of communicable and non-communicable disease occur. So once if you are reaching obesity or overweight, we are making a platform to enter all kind of illness. That is what I'm concentrating more here. So these are the food items you can consume to maintain your healthy weight. So don't think that only if you are taking food or some medication, some of them, they are taking medication for maintaining their weight or reducing weight. It is not possible. When you are combining physical activity with proper diet control, that will be helpful to reduce in a longer period. The weight you can manage or you can reduce in a longer period means you have to combine physical activity as well as nutrition. Most of the people are thinking that once if I'm taking green tea or something else, some natural product if I'm taking, it will be helpful to reduce the weight. It may be, but it is not a permanent basis, which means if you're taking 3 months, it may reduce 1 or 2 kg, maximum 3 kg. After that, it won't work. It will adapt to your body. We are having, as a human being, we are having special quality. We are having muscle memory. Whatever the things we are adapting, once if you're adapting more than a week, automatically your body will switch to that adaptation. So keep it in mind. Try to do physical activity with proper nutrition control. That will be helpful to minimize the weight as well as to keep yourself healthy. Next slide, please. Here, the next one is obesity and healthy tips. Why and what to do? Why we are getting obese? Already we have discussed what is the factors influencing obesity. The same thing here is repeated. And how we are getting childhood obesity. Here you can see this chain, the chart. Healthy child, when you are having a healthy child, they are spending more time by watching television or playing video games or by seeing mobile, laptop or something else. Then they move on to the mild obese child. Then if still they are maintaining the same kind of pattern as well as consuming more food items like ice cream or excessive carbohydrate food items or oil food items, something like that, then they move on to the moderate obesity. Then if they keep on continuing the same process, they are reaching severe obese in minimum possible time. Before reaching 20 or 25 years, they are reaching here. So by the time, this very dangerous condition in their future. For your information, I'm telling you here, as per the research, our parents, both of them are obese. As a kid, as a children, they are having 80% of possibility to have a obese or overweight. At the same time, one of our parents, either it may be father or mother, one of the parents, if they are obese, 50% of possibility to have obesity or overweight as a kid. But it is not a fixed one. We can manage it until, if you're maintaining sedentary life, automatically it may happen. But if you're involving physical activity on a regular basis, that can be preventable. Most of them, they are thinking that obesity is a disease. No, it is not a disease. It is a disorder. When we have failed to do a physical activity in a daily routine basis, we may reach there. Right? Next slide, please, ma'am. Yes, thank you. Now, outcome of maintaining regular physical activity. If you keep on maintaining a regular physical activity, what kind of impact you may have in your health, in your body? So by involving regular physical activity, we may have a better posture, body alignment, complete our daily routine work with active, without fatigue, when compared to normal human beings, and improve strength of your muscle as well as muscle groups, improve energy producing and transfer, how much energy you are consuming, and it will be transferred while performing any kind of physical activity, and that will be helpful to develop the muscle and muscle groups in a quality manner. And sufficient blood supply prevent respiratory problems, positive thinking, maintaining weight, good decision making, self-confident, mental health, prevent from various health issues. So when you are performing regular physical activity, it will be helpful to keep yourself fit as well as we can prevent from various health issues. Here, the immunity system plays a vital role. If you are not fit enough, automatically, we may have more possibility of getting a number of illnesses. Then concentrate more time in work. Healthy joints. Avoid bone problems, arthritis, something like that. Back strengthen. Vertebral will be more stronger than the normal human being when you're performing regular physical activity. We can prevent from asthma problems. We can improve the flexibility, muscular endurance, coordination, agility, actively participate in various sports and games, and we can avoid negative thoughts, generation from, peaceful mind, improve thinking capacity, and so on. If we have above said environment in our body, automatically our immunity system will be good quality one. Easily we can prevent and we can defend from various infections in a longer period. Next slide, please. Yeah, here I have given one cartoon here. So as an individual, we are having the key. So in this world, if you want to open the abyss lock, we have to use that key. That key is physical activity. If you're using that in a proper way, definitely you can open the overweight lock. After that, you are feel free to live. You can have a healthy life. Next slide, please. Yeah, these are the reference which I have given here for this presentation. So in this link, you can download the PPTs, which is animation. It may be helpful to perform the exercise as well as choosing the exercise. Which kind of exercise I can do in my home. So according to your quality of health, according to the capability, you can choose the exercises. Here, unfortunately, I can't show that PPT here. So if it is possible, I'll try to share. So once if you open this link, you may get that PPT slides with animation. So by that, what kind of movements you are doing, either it is right or wrong, all those things you can get it from these slides. I have categorized chair exercise, jumping exercise, launching, lying position, partner exercise, plank, push-up position, sitting, standing position. So which position is comfortable according to your quality, that you can choose and you can modify the exercise. So initial days you can choose maximum 5 exercises. You can go with 5 or 10 repetition. So after that, according to your adaptation, according to your need, you can increase the number of repetition and intensity. Here, sometimes they may tell that I can't be able to perform standing exercise. I can't be able to jog more time. So by the time you can choose the sitting exercise. By sitting, what are the movements you can perform? Even I can't be able to sit more, I'm getting back. Then you can go for lying position, lying series exercise. What are the things you can perform according to your quality that you can choose? So according to your quality, according to your need and demand, you can choose the exercise and you can perform. But the thing is, you have to add number of exercises as well as number of repetition if you want to have better impact in a positive manner. At the same time, you have to concentrate in nutrition also, which you are consuming. So only these both will combine together. It will keep and it will make your immunity system in a better manner. So hope you may get some information from me if I'm right. Thank you very much, all of you, for listening my words. I have taken more than enough time if I'm right. Sorry for that. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your brief explanation about the immune system through the physical activities, as well as the great explanation about the obesity to our participants. Now, the interaction section. Participants, if you have any queries, please type your questions in the chat box. Participants, if you have any queries or questions about this webinar or this title, please type your questions in the chat box.
Yeah, please, if you're having any queries or if you need more information, you can text here.
Sir, one question, sir,
Yeah, please.
from Jensi Sharma Jeswar.
Okay.
Please suggest the caring mom or postnatal care.
Okay, sir.
Caring mommy or postnatal care.
Before and after delivery, right?
He is asking any suggestion. He is asking any suggestion for caring mom or postnatal care.
Okay, fine. So the thing is, suppose nowadays most of the delivery which is happening is cesarean. So automatically they have to take a rest in a longer period, like approximately 3 to 6 months. So even after taking that rest, we can start to do physical activity. And the same time, in that resting period, you can concentrate your nutrition, which you are consuming. You can avoid like oil foods, whichever the food items which is excessive carbohydrate and fat, that you can minimize it. I'm not saying to reduce, totally stop. You can minimize the quantity. That will be helpful to store excessive fat in this particular period. Fine.
Thank you, sir. Participants, any questions? Sir, one more questions from Prasad. How dance therapy has been also followed in reducing weight? What is your opinion?
Yeah, of course. Nowadays, the current scenario, n number of dance studio they have started, like aerobic dance, Zumba, something like that. N number of varieties they have been introduced. Already it was there previously, but the thing is, so initial days, those especially for women, they used to go for this kind of activities, which is helpful. They are feeling so secure, so safe in that platform. So when they are having opportunity to do their home or nearby home, if they are having any possibility to do ground workout or something else, it's fine. So according to your need, if you are having enough fund to spend to the particular activity, it is not a free of cost. The aerobic dance program and all. Or otherwise you can get it from YouTube or somewhere else. The thing is you have to do your physical movements anywhere it is, any kind of dance, any kind of movements. Only thing is we have to spend our energy which we have consumed. So according to our need and necessity, we can increase the time, we can increase the intensity and so on. Only that things. Any kind of training you can go for it. Yeah. Anything else? Any other queries? Please.
Sir, one more question.
Yeah, please.
Is there any exercise to reduce the fatty liver?
No, actually for inner organs, we cannot, if I'm right, we cannot specifically to stimulate a particular organ. But the thing is, when we are maintaining proper physical activity like core exercise, so that is what I have highlighted below the neck, above the hip, all kind of organs which has been situated in human body. So if you are concentrating more, whichever the exercise which is impacting to the muscles, which I have been shared in the slides, no? So there may be a possible to minimize that problem. But specifically only for that particular organ, we may not fix the trend. Fix any kind of exercise. So while doing these kind of exercise, there may be a possible to minimize that problem. Definitely there may be possible. But specifically, we cannot give inner organs for improving only the particular organ I want to do the exercise means. There is no special kind of things like that. Yeah, please.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for our answers for the relevant questions. Now, before we conclude the sessions, participants, if you have any queries, please write up your questions in the mail ID as per given in the invitation. Your participant certificates will be issued within 1 week through your mail ID, which is your given in the feedback form. The feedback form is also visible in the chat box. If you are not filling the feedback form, you cannot able to get the certificates. So thank you for your participants. Next, I would like to our College Director of Physical Education, Dr. M. Syed Ali, to give the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Murugan. I'm audible. In the name of Almighty, on this memorable occasion, first of all, I would like to thank Almighty. I would like to express my sincere thanks to our college management, managing committee members. I would like to thank the guest of speaker, Dr. S. Bindu Madhavan, Assistant Professor, Central University of Punjab, for enlightening us about the physical activity to improve the immunity of our body. I thanks once again, sir, for giving us some valuable instruction on this pandemic situation. Next, I would like to thank our honorable principal, sir, Dr. M. Muhammad Sadiq, for giving delivery the presidential address. I also would like to thank to our vice principal, Dr. SMA Syed Muhammad Khaja, for felicitating the guest and the gathering. I would like to convey my thanks our control of examination, deputy control of examination, dean of arts, dean of science, dean of research, dean of students affairs, dean of digital learning, and IQC coordinator. I also thank bursar of the college. I would like to thank to the dean of sports, Dr. M. Sultana Forivin, for welcoming the gathering. I also would like to extend my thank Ramani Ratinabai, Assistant Physical Directors, for introducing the guest speaker. I also thank Mr. M. Murugan, Assistant Physical Director, for beginning the most of ceremony and for the smooth conduct of the webinar. I wholeheartedly thank all the participation from various college, Director of Physical Education teachers, coach, and other faculty members. Last but not least, I extend my sincere thanks to all the participants for making this webinar a grand success. Thank you, one and all. Thanks.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for all the participants to participate in actively. And also
Murugan sir,
thank you, Dr. Bindu Madhavan, sir.
sir, may I talk some few words?
Yeah, sure, sir.
Yeah. On my own behalf, once again, thank you very much for this given opportunity, especially organizing committee of this national webinar from Sadakathullah Appa College, Tirunelveli. I would like to thank chairperson, vice chairperson, coordinator, convener, organizing secretary, and my dear participants and students, those who are directly and indirectly helpful for completing this program successfully. Thank you very much. Be safe, stay home, be active. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, all of you.